Hi guys, I want to apologize that this is not a music-related video. Again, I'm working hard on multiple tracks at once, which is why you haven't seen much happening, but I can promise you that you'll see music from me incredibly soon, and that I hope you're happy with it. I've been listening to a lot of your comments and may have recorded for the most requested pieces, so stay tuned. Today, I'm going to be talking about my Sonic opinions! Oh no! Be weary.
Don't let your kids watch it!
You will most likely not agree. If your opinion is different, totally respect that. I've been asked for a while to upload something similar to what I'm doing here, so this is just me going through and talking about how I feel about each game. Quick warning, I won't be talking about every single game, but the ones that I feel are important to mention. We'll start with the classics. I'll try not to linger on for too long here. Sonic 1 was fun, but I don't really play it too much. Sonic 2 is actually my favorite classic game. This is my first Sonic game, and my first time playing it, I played as Tails alongside my grandpa. It was super fun, the levels are amazing, the special stage music is the best classic song that exists. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is great too. I love the stages for the most part. They're super creative and lovable. Sonic CD is my second favorite classic Sonic game. For me, the best part is definitely the intro, Amy and Metal, and the music. Moving on to Sonic R, while the controls are absolutely ridiculous, I have super fond memories of this game. The models are adorable, every single song on the soundtrack is good, and the stages are creative. One of my favorite things about this game is actually the weather change mechanic. When you're racing with your friends or your cousins, it's suddenly raining. I remember getting pretty excited. I also remember playing Resort Island with my cousins and making them stand on that rock hill. I would always play Tails and purposely find special items and fly across that small lake and pretend it was a fireworks show. Moving on, another fun and not so fun fact. I used to love Can You Feel the Sunshine, but after stumbling upon a creepypasta when I was 11, I stayed away from the song, stopped playing the game, and had a genuine fear of the Tails doll. So huge shout out to whoever that was. I even called Sega of America asking them that if I beat the game, would the Tails doll come out and kill me? Obviously, I got over this eventually, and when I say eventually, I mean like literally last year. This was traumatic. But this game definitely left a print on me in more ways than one. There's a lot of small, random classic games in between, but again, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure is my favorite Sonic game to ever exist. It is literally the best thing that God has ever given us. A lot of you are probably rolling your eyes super hard right now, like, oh, here we go, we got another adventure fanboy. But yeah, you know what? No, I'll take it. I am an adventure fan girl. I'll take that. Yeah, you're right. No, no complaints. It real good. Every stage was super fun. The story was incredibly heartfelt. It taught lessons, and the characters developed and grew. Each story gives the character a good reason to be a part of sort of this big intertwined game. This game has an incredible story, very on-point characterization, and the overall vibe of the game matches who Sonic is. My favorite power-ups in this game are between the Lightspeed shoes and the Rhythm Badge. My favorite character to play here is Tails. My favorite stages for this game are between Emerald Coast and Speed Highway. Did I mention the music? Did I mention the Chow Garden? Okay, moving on to Sonic Shuffle. Sonic Shuffle is also another really good game. I know that it's like a Mario Party game, pretty much. I think Sonic Shuffle is probably the most Dreamcast Sonic game that we have. The reason that I say this is probably due to the story, the music, and the characterization. I'm not sure if anyone's noticed, but the music here sounds very Dreamcast. Again, the voice acting is pretty cool too, except for the fact that Tails definitely matured here, and you can tell they're right in between swapping out the Tails actors. Alright, now for the second coming of Jesus.
Angels sang out in an immaculate chorus. Down from the heavens descended
Sonic Adventure 2. And I know all y'all are gonna make fun of me in the chat, like, oh my god, adventure fan, calm down. Alright, let's go. The acting is incredible, the story is incredible, the Chow Guard is incredible! I spent hours upon days upon months upon years in the Chow Garden. And it's a pretty unhealthy addiction that I have, and this is actually a cry for help. Please call 911. Anyways, yeah, no, it's a really good game. The Chow Garden's super fun. I did actually spend a whole lot of time in there. I'm still working on it, actually, at least the current file. I'm working on the perfect Chow Garden where I have at least one of each type. And it's really tough. Also, it's just overall, it's great. It gives you replayability with all the emblems. I think I've already mentioned the acting. The music's incredible. Oh my god. Like, it's all great. I can't even think of anything else to say besides this game is incredibly fun. The way that the characters move, it's great. Sonic moves really wonderfully. Yes, I know Tails isn't a mech, but it's not too bad, at least in my opinion. I don't really care. I mean, yes, I technically prefer Tails in Adventure 1, but I don't really mind the mech either. As for the treasure hunting stages, that's also pretty fun if you're actually good at the game, because there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I hate the game, I hate the treasure hunting stages, but like, I don't know, if you're good at it, it takes you like 2 minutes anyways, unless you're in bad space, but... I'm actually going to go through and pick out my favorite stages of SA2 with each character. Metal Harbor for Sonic, Mission Street for Tails, Pumpkin Hill for Knuckles, I know that's pretty basic, Dry Lagoon for Rouge. No Eggman stage comes to mind here, sorry. As for Shadow Skyro, I don't think we really think about this as much nowadays, but this game had a very nice set of playable characters. There aren't too many, but there isn't just, you know, 1 or 2 either. Again, you got 3 and 3, you got a total of 6. It doesn't make anything too complicated, it also doesn't leave you in a place where you're playing the exact same style like 100 times. It levels out everything pretty well, and not to mention the fact that each character technically has their own different type of ability. The overall vibe of SA2, in my opinion, is sort of just what Sonic is. It's what most people grew up with, or at least most people my age specifically, and even a lot of people who weren't Sonic fans, just because it came on the Nintendo GameCube later on. So a lot of like non-Sonic hardcore fans will say, oh yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, I remember that. So yeah, for a lot of people, this is like who modern Sonic is. Sonic Heroes. This is also another really great game, in my opinion. My favorite team to play is Team Sonic. Super crazy basic, but I think that's why I like it, because it's pretty much a basic run through the stages. All of the characters are here, all of the actors in this game are really, really good. Again, not a character here sounds like they're out of place at all. The music here is really good. I also really love the stages here. Like, they're really, really creative. It's different than adventure games, but it's also, again, creative. I also don't really mind playing Team Rose all that much. In fact, it's kind of fun to sort of turn it on and beat the game in like under, 40 minutes? Usually how I'll play the game, I'll start with Team Sonic, then I'll go with Team Rose, then Team Dark, and then I'll finish it off with Chaotix, because while I love the Chaotix, god, I cannot stand their missions. I also really like the story, because something that's really cool about Sonic as a whole is everyone normally just sort of winds up together. It's not like a, hey, let's go on an adventure thing. Like, normally they all have their reasons for kind of going to a place, and they all wind up in the same place for their own reasons, and I think that's really cool. This is actually, again, another one of my personal favorites, as well as SA2. When it comes down to my overall favorites, most of them come from this era. Let's move on to Shadow the Hedgehog. Woo! This one sure changed up a bit. I don't really hate this game, but I don't really love it either. Overall, like, it's not terribly fun to play with because it's a bit slippery. But as for the story, it's kind of okay, but really confusing. All the actors sound fine in my opinion. I really like the 4Kids actors. I don't really have like a heavily driven opinion on it. It was just sort of a game that I bought when I was a kid. And I remember every single time I die and Shadow would go, damn, my dad would be like, what are you playing?
Damn. Huh? Damn.
What did he say? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just want to play Sonic. Overall, it's okay. It's just a game that exists.
What are you talking about?
I won't hesitate!
Moving on to Sonic 06, aka the game that most of you hate, but hey, everyone, it's time to be mad at me again because I love Sonic 06, at least for the most part. The only thing out of this game that I do not like, and many of you may already know, I don't like Elise. I just think her personality is very whiny and it doesn't add anything to the story at all. Her character design, her face kind of looks like a whale. Girl got whale face going on.
I know, I've already written it down. Anyway, he's draining them of their power, all their power, and using it for an evil aquatic mammal? An evil dolphin? No, a porpoise.
Elise, smile!
Elise! How long is this gonna go on?
I want you gone. Like, I don't know. Like, there's something that's just sort of weird about Elise. I think maybe the idea of a princess, you know, fine, but then there's the whole relationship thing, and it's awkward. I don't like it. It's just... I remember when I was a kid, I kind of like this game. I'm like, oh, cool, there's Silver and Shadow. These guys are pretty cool. I like them. But then there was Elise, and I'm like, hey, man, EmuEmi for life. What are you doing? Other than that, again, yeah, I really loved meeting Silver for the first time here. I also really liked Shadow's story. Music was overall pretty great. I didn't really have any major issues with glitches like everyone else. It's kind of weird. I was 12 and I beat this game in like a week, so I'm not too sure what happened. I guess I missed the glitches.
My favorite character to actually play in 06 would be Blaze. Blaze's moveset, I think, works the best for this platform. She's not too slow, she's not too quick, and I think her abilities also grant you a lot of accessibility, but she's just kind of cool. I don't think I really have like a character that I don't enjoy playing all that much. They all work okay. I think maybe one minor complaint I can make about Amy's gameplay is that her double jump kind of takes a minute to like register. My favorite story in this game is Silver's story. I really wanted to like Sonic's story a lot, but then there's, you know, the whole I don't like Elise thing. So it was kind of a challenge. I'm crazy about Shadow's story because it was just so well written.
But yeah, it's an alright game. I think it's great. Get ready for another opinion you're all gonna hate because we're moving on to Sonic and the Secret Rings. I love this game, and I know you're all gonna be like, are you kidding me? Therefore, like, your opinion is now invalid, and we're all gonna click away. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I like Secret Rings, and in fact, I love it. But it's not for the gameplay, and before all of you say, oh my god, but it's a video game! I get it, I know, it's a video game, and fine, I get it, yeah, like, the point is for the gameplay to be fun. But for me, the reason that I love Secret Rings is actually because of everything else. The overall vibe, I love like the whole Arabian Night theme. I love the story behind it. I love the acting behind it. The characterization is super on point.
Secret Rings actually features my favorite design for modern Sonic. In this game, Sonic actually has the longest quills that he has ever had. Same with his back quills. He still is sporting off those incredible sharp fangs. It wasn't long after Secret Rings when Sonic was given the I'll have your daughter home by 7 look. Super perfect straight teeth. And I don't know, like I guess I sort of like the pointy ones. It gives him more character. So as of terms for design, this is the best design out of anything modern Sonic.
So yeah, this is actually a really good game, in my opinion. It's an overall really good movie. Let's just go with that. Sonic Unleashed. Alright guys, I love Sonic Unleashed. This one's actually, again, another favorite. If I wanted to go off and say, here are my favorite games, it would be SA1, SA2 Heroes, and Sonic Unleashed. The characterization is again on point. The voice actors are again on point. The story is incredible. I love the story here. It's really cool. I love meeting Chip.
Another reason that I love Sonic Unleashed is because of Chip. Chip is one of my favorite Sonic characters. First of all, he sounds really cute in Japanese. I don't know if y'all heard it, but you should go and listen. I think what I like most about him is throughout the story, he kind of comes off a bit useless. Like, you'll notice in the story, he's sort of just like hanging around, maybe fooling around, flying in the air, you know, getting into stuff, drinking some tea, you know, whatever. But in the end, ultimately, he's the one who saves everyone. He is what everyone needed. He's like Gaia. So I found that, you know, pretty funny again.
And a personal favorite for me is the fact that you get to travel around the world.
My favorite hub world here in Unleashed would probably be Spagonia. I guess I just like the overall environment, and the music for day and night both sound really good. Sometimes I'll just get on Sonic Unleashed just to go back and forth on the rail.
I actually have this thing about like different world culture, and this sort of helps me indulge in that. I've always wanted to travel the world. If you have been to Epcot at Disney World, they have like a world showcase, and that's always been my favorite thing growing up as a kid. Here you get to travel around the world in a matter of however long it takes you to beat the game, and it's great, and the gameplay is also awesome. Like, oh god, this was super fun and such an adrenaline rush playing it for the first time. I was like kind of overwhelmed, like, oh, we're going fast, here we go. So yeah, it's a great game.
When it comes to the stages, I can't really pick a favorite. I just don't. I can't. It's like picking between your favorite kids. But I don't really mind the nighttime stages. But I guess I don't really mind a little bit slowing down once in a while. I don't know, it kind of breaks the pace sometimes when you're going fast in every single stage. You want to like kind of slow down and be like, okay, well, let's take a minute and actually like explore. Though sometimes they linger on, other times you die multiple times and then you're wound up in this horrible check mark and that takes you back like, I don't know, 3 minutes, and it's not like I'm bitter, but I don't know. Kind of annoying. Other than that, yeah, no, I don't really mind the Werehog stages. I'm so sorry.
Moving on to Sonic and the Black Knight, another game that I really like. I feel like for the most part here, you'll hear me be pretty positive about what I say regarding most Sonic games around this era.
While the gameplay here is really different, I don't mind it too much. It's not a preferred playstyle, but it's not that horrible either. It's something that I'm okay with as long as I'm playing it one time. Wisps.
I really like this one. I really love the story. I love the music. The gameplay is not too bad. It's actually pretty fun. So yeah, this is another awesome title.
Guess I can't be the hero every time.
Before I go into Sonic Colors, I actually want to talk about both Sonic Riders games, the original one and Zero Gravity. Both of them are really fun. Their characterization is on point. I love the actors, again. The story behind Zero Gravity is actually pretty impressive. I didn't expect to go into that one like with this big story, and it was pretty cool. I actually remember when I was growing up, I would go to my cousin's house and we would play with all of my cousin's friends. So we'd all like get together, like it was just a bunch of random dudes from the neighborhood. I didn't know them at all. And we'd play Sonic and I'd whip their butt. Moving on to Sonic Colors.
Sweet niblets.
Hey, your meme? Your meme, whatever the f this is, or this f***ing stupid right here, it's trash. You're trash.
This will be another situation where most of you will not agree with me, and I'm very sorry for this, but Sonic Colors is actually the first Sonic game, I think, in this list where I have to say something incredibly negative, and I apologize for that. Sonic Colors is my least favorite Sonic game out of everything.
This game really disappointed me. I think this is the first time in Sonic's history that I played a game and I thought, okay, I didn't like that. Oh no. It was almost a bit too shocking because I'm normally very optimistic and will take almost anything. I took Sonic Chronicles and thought, yeah, you know what? That's not too bad. I took Shadow the Hedgehog and, you know, that's it. I took it. But here I took it and then I said, maybe I shouldn't have taken this. Maybe I should return this. I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with Sonic. This isn't who Sonic has been. I definitely am not the kind of person that like hates anytime something changes, but I feel like this was a pretty dramatic change, especially for someone like me. The reason why I really like Sonic and Co. is due to their characterization and due to the storytelling. And when they take that element and rip it completely under the rug, it makes it hard for me to like it. The characters used to take things a bit more seriously. I don't mind jokes. The difference is he would crack these jokes every so often. But unfortunately here, Sonic is now swapped out as a stand-up comedian. It just doesn't come off right to me.
I can normally listen to the character and be like, yeah, that's Sonic, or yeah, that's Tails. This was the first time where I thought, oh, who is that? I don't know. That doesn't fit. Aside from this, the gameplay wasn't too fun for me personally. I didn't really like playing with the Wisps, but at the same time, I can forgive them being in like one game. However, it's really hard to enjoy them nowadays because they're sort of like everywhere. Sonic Generations. So I really love the gameplay in Sonic Generations. This is the best part of the game overall. My only complaint is that I didn't really enjoy playing with the classic Sonic stages too much. Like, it was neat to see them reimagine them into a classic sense, but when I play modern Sonic games, I don't want to play with the 2D view. So I do remember upon like progressing in the game, I would purposely play the modern one first because I looked forward to that one. The characterization is very off as well. It's not too offensive because there isn't much really going on in this story. But it's also not the best story either. I wish that they had like a nicer story here. But overall, I think Sonic Generations is a really good game. We're gonna move on to Sonic 4. I don't have much to say about this one because I played it for 5 minutes, decided, okay, this is no fun, and stopped playing. Sonic Lost World, another game that I was very disappointed with. Again, the characterization flopped pretty badly. Sonic would never just run off and do something without thinking it through. Yes, he goes by his own way and everything, but he's not stupid. Again, the acting isn't quite what I personally like. The stages here are very classic themes. The stages are very classic-centric, which I liked when playing classic games, but I never really would have wanted that for a modern game, growing up with all that I grew up with. It's kind of awkward and weird. I personally prefer...
A lot of the problems that I mentioned in Colors will stand here as well. Unfortunately, not much changes. The characterization is still really off here. The voices still stand out like a sore thumb. Another issue here is that the gameplay is very confusing and kind of weird. I feel like that he moves kind of slow, and it's weird that you have to press a button to make him go faster. Another main problem that I have with the gameplay is the chain reaction that you have. So when you have to, you know, it has the little circle come up and you have to press it a couple times so you can like hit a few enemies. I feel like it kind of breaks the pace. Something that I really liked about previous games was when you timed it yourself. So you're running around and you go bam, bam, bam. You have like a chain, you follow a rhythm to make sure that you can hit the enemy properly without like falling. Here you jump in the air and you go and then it kind of follows it. It's just kind of weird. The rhythm is just kind of off. I don't know.
When Sonic is running through a place that looks like an actual environment that you could visit. And going back to characterization for just a minute, like, when it comes to Tails and Sonic and like teaming up with Eggman, why is it that Tails is the one who's super mad and Sonic's like, whoa, we gotta work together? Like, what? What? It would never be that way at all. Tails is usually the voice of reason in these scenarios, and Sonic would probably be the one like, no, I'm not gonna work with him. It's just a really weird game, and not to mention the fact that the story didn't make any sense, and the Deadly Six just sort of vanished, and I know it's because they didn't know how to write their ending, but oh my god, that's your job, so please write the ending.
I know the perfect spot to take care of you. That's funny, because I know the perfect spot to kick you.
Okay.
Sonic Mania. Okay, what can I say about Sonic Mania? First off, we're back in the classic era. I am personally more of a modern fan, but I really like this game. My favorite part about this game is the intro. The animation is super bouncy, lovable, and colorful. I really love how cute Tails looks in here. I love how he's flying around and how he, you know, takes Sonic and he launches him through the ring. I love the part with Sonic and the flickies. It's super cute and fun. Though I do personally enjoy a bit more of a serious, edgy, I hate using that word, but that's sort of the word that they sort of went with when they redesigned him for modern Sonic into the Dreamcast era. But yeah, that design. Going back to this game though, originally I wasn't terribly excited to go back to other stages that have already, pre-existed. But they're alright. I mean, they're reimagined, so they're practically a new experience. My favorite level in here would probably be Press Garden. I personally love playing Tails the most, go figure. Out of the two in the DLC, I preferred to play as Mighty. The music here is super great, and the overall vibe of this game is really great as well. It seems that a lot of love was really put into this title, and you can really tell. While I may not be the biggest classic Sonic fan, it's by far one of the best. And now we're gonna skip ahead to Sonic Forces. This game was pretty strange for me. The characterization did attempt to steer back in the right direction, but I feel it didn't quite nail it on the head. They were trying to go for a more serious tone, since that is what a lot of people are asking for. But I do think that there was miscommunication, because I think when a lot of people are like, hey, we want Sonic to be serious, what we're usually referring to is we want Sonic to take his world serious. It's not so much as, oh, we need, guns and fire and robots, and there's no guns there, but you get my point. I do really like Infinite. I think that he could have made a really cool villain. He had a lot of potential there, but there wasn't too much written around him. But his design is really cool, and the idea of him is really cool. I really liked playing with the custom character. That was actually, I think, my favorite part of this game in particular. But other than that, modern Sonic did control kind of strange. Classic Sonic wasn't fun, unfortunately, in any kind of way, nor did he really contribute here. I think one of the biggest offenses in this game is when they made Tails a chicken.
This is not what I want. This is not what I planned. And I just gotta say, I do not understand.
I definitely grew up with the version of Tails from Sonic X, and again, Adventure and everything, and he was kind of a badass. In Sonic X, this dude literally launched himself as Shadow, probably knowing he wasn't gonna get anywhere, but he did it anyways. Same dude who fought Chaos, like everyone else has pointed out. Same dude that took down Eggman in SA2. Like, this dude thought that Sonic got murdered and was like, alright, no, we're catching hands. But here, he just sees Chaos Zero and runs away. Like, it's just a little disappointing, that's all. Overall, I want to say this is a weird game. I don't know what to say about it. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just a game that exists, like Shadow the Hedgehog. So I'm going to do a quick recap. During the era of Classic Sonic, beginning in 1991, up until just before Sonic Adventure, most of those games were really great. I overall loved them. The music and the style was really great, fits the 90s perfectly. Good stuff, aside from a few occasional bumps in the road. I'm gonna go ahead and rate each game, I think at a 5 stars? I think that's good, yeah, 5 stars. We're gonna go back to old YouTube. We're gonna go ahead and give Sonic 1 3 stars. We're gonna go ahead and give Sonic 2 5 stars. Gonna give Sonic 3 and Knuckles 4.5 stars. Gonna give Sonic CD 5 stars. I'm going to give Sonic R, that's a tough one. We're gonna go ahead and give that 3.5. I'm going to give Sonic Adventure 5 stars. Go figure. We're gonna go ahead and give Sonic Shuffle 4.5 stars. The only thing that's sort of pushing me back a teeny tiny bit is obviously the fact that it is a Mario Party game, so technically it is not original, but it's still great. I give it 4.5 stars, but it's really one of my favorite games. Gonna go ahead and give Sonic Adventure 2 5 stars. Again, no one's surprised. I'm gonna give Sonic Heroes 5 stars. All y'all are gonna be like, oh my god, okay, we get it. 5 stars. I'm gonna give Shadow the Hedgehog 1.5 stars. I'm going to give Sonic 06 4 stars. I'm going to give Sonic and the Secret Rings 4.5 stars, just on the merits of, yes, it's great in every other field, but it needs to have good gameplay. Sonic Unleashed obviously gets 5 stars. Sonic and the Black Knight gets 4.5 stars from me. Sonic Colors gets 1 star. Part of me wants to give it no stars, but I'm gonna be kind of nice because of the music. Sonic 4 gets no stars. Sonic Lost World gets no stars. Sonic Generations gets 4.5 stars. Sonic Mania gets 5 stars. Sonic Forces gets... that's a tough one. Sonic Forces gets 2.5 stars. And going back on the Riders series, they both get 4.5 stars. And that just about wraps it up with all of my Sonic opinions. I'm so sorry for every single person I made angry today. Please don't dislike this video because I have a different opinion. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening through all of that just complete nonsense. We'll see you soon with music, and have a great day. Hey, did you like this video? You should totally think of subscribing to me. Also, stay tuned for more music like I had just mentioned. I also have a Patreon where you can join my Discord server. We have a lot of fun in there. We actually have competitions, we have teams, we have daily voice calls. On Patreon as well, I have early access to my music. Every bit counts. Anyways, thanks again and have a good one.